Hey, everybody, welcome to Gootz's Disney Pod. I'm your host, Ray Gootz. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are continuing with the Alien and Predator season, and this week it's Alien Covenant, and I'm here with Dennis Rooney. He's back
What up?
again. How you doing, Dennis?
What up? What up? Thanks for having me.
Dennis, you've been on the podcast on two pivotal days. This might be the
So
third.
I was on for Winnie the Pooh, which I remember vividly.
And I got banned from Caroline's that day.
That's right. It was
We
a big
recorded.
deal. It was a big day.
And then
for
when we did
everybody
Christopher
involved.
Robin, I confronted the guy who I thought got me banned, and we had it out via email.
Right.
And so today, Caroline's might blow up.
Having it out via email is very satisfying, I imagine.
It was. It felt good. Now we're friends, actually. It wasn't
all worked
Lewis.
out.
It wasn't the booker. It was the publicist. Now we're buddies.
Right. What was the second movie you had me on for? I couldn't
Christopher
remember.
Robin.
Oh, more Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. You're
So
the Winnie the Pooh
that's
guy.
what it was. It all blended in. Oh, the live action Winnie the Pooh. I remember now.
Yes.
I think we might have had some audio difficulties.
Yes, we did. Not
This time. This time, I got the internet all to myself, coming in loud and clear, right, baby?
It's like you're in the room with me. So, Dennis, the last time you were on was the summer of 2021. What have you been up to, buddy?
Oh my God, summer of 2021. I've been on 2 tours since then. One down south, one a little bit more to the Midwest, doing stand-up. The stand-up's getting real tight. I keep telling people, I know I slack on everything else. I'm not on social media that much. I deleted Facebook, I deleted Twitter, but my stand-up is, as I would put, this is crazy arrogant, I'll put my 20 minutes up against anybody's 20 minutes. 45, I'm still working on it. You know, I might be doing some stuff maybe I'm not that proud of, but
Listen,
I'm
10
getting there.
minutes.
Very
Your
happy.
10 minutes before the pandemic was as tight as I've ever seen it. So
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
now
Yeah.
just imagine how your 20 minutes are 2 years in.
I think you and I are on the same page where like we love doing all the shit that surrounds stand-up, but my heart's in stand-up. That's what I like to do. You know, that's my forte.
Yeah, like I know, like I should have a video podcast. I mean, you should be in a studio with like a whole set, and there should be clips. But like this, I do mainly for fun. Yeah, the heart is on this. It's on the stage. It's being on the stage.
Yeah. I also do for the people, if you don't mind me plugging a little bit at the
Plug
top.
away, brother.
So the only place you'll find me on the internet is DennisRooney.com or at DennisRooney7 on Instagram, where you'll see every week. I do a similar podcast. I do a podcast called Netflix Book Club, which I got to get you on. Every week we watch a movie that's streaming on Netflix. Then we get together as comedians and talk about it. What's not to love, you know?
And you also do a podcast with Casey Aurora, right? Come on.
Yes, I do another podcast, more of a weekly roundup called City of Rats. So check that out. It's kind of
That's
New
what
York
it's called?
centric. City of Rats. Well, we've bounced around on a couple names. Right now, it's called City of Rats.
Okay, it might
But it's a
change.
good time over there.
And he's doing the New York Guru videos. I saw that.
Yes, we filmed those in a day. We filmed like 45 of them or something. I was directing. Who knew I had these talents within me? But we directed them. He's dropping them once a week. It's a little TikTok series. No big deal. You know, but yeah, check out.
No, but it's good to have
Casey
that.
Aurora,
I
check
saw
out
his
Dennis
catchphrase: "Keep it moving."
Keep it moving. New York City, man. You know yourself. You're born and raised. You
Yeah.
can't linger around. It's a recipe for disaster.
You gotta fucking move, bro.
You got to keep it moving.
Keep moving. We got time for this shit.
That's why you can't be in a studio. You got these pooches on your lap. You can't be recording in a fancy $100,000 audio video studio.
It's funny if I did have like a Twitch or something. These two, like whatever the fuck they're just doing right now, that would probably get us more views than what we're actually talking about. So
Absolutely, you should Twitch with those guys. Put little headphones on them, headsets. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Have
Yeah,
them
no,
be the
because
hot mic on Call of Duty.
The second, like, it's funny because they were doing their own thing. The second I turned on this podcast feed, they were like, "Oh, well, pay attention to us."
Yeah, you were giving your attention elsewhere, and they were immediately like, "We got to get in there."
Yeah. I don't know what this fucking guy's doing. But this week's movie is the final Aliens film. As of today, Alien Covenant. Before I get into what I thought, Rooney, you watched is this the first time you've seen the movie, or you've seen the movie before?
I had seen the movie in theaters when it came out. I'm not the biggest Aliens fan, but I do like the series. I haven't seen every one, but I'm a fan of the movies. I should go and make sure I knock them all out.
You should.
But, I saw Prometheus, loved Prometheus. This is kind of a sequel to that.
Mm-hmm.
I was a fan. I liked it. on a second watch, there's certainly some plot holes and gaps in logic, but those things don't normally bother me. I'm here for the entertainment. You know what I mean?
I had never seen it until last night.
Really?
I seen Prometheus. Yeah. Well, I wanted to go with this girl who played Hot Potato. I didn't have the tattoos yet, so she didn't.
Wait. What do you mean hot potato? What's hot potato?
Hot Potato? It's like, yeah, let's go to the movie the day before. I can't go. Let's go next week. Next weekend.
I've had a few of those. Now I got a name for them. Hot potatoes.
Yeah, hot potato, cold potato. And I should have said there, listen, in 5 years I'm gonna have tattoos, you're really gonna regret this. So you better.
Yeah.
Ship
Someday I'm gonna have a couple sleeves on me, and you're gonna say, should have went to go see Alien Covenant.
Yeah, but she didn't. And then like by the time I was like, all right, this broad ain't gonna fucking come through. I kind of didn't really have interest in it.
Yeah.
And every time I talk to people at the movie, they're kind of like, yeah, it's good. It's good. But there's never like, oh my God. I have to say, this is the best Alien film since Aliens with and the James Cameron one. I really like this fucking movie.
I enjoyed it. I liked it. Aliens by James Cameron. Is that the first sequel to Alien, or is it the third?
Alien and Aliens. Alien is Ridley Scott, and then Aliens is James Cameron. Alien 3 is David Fincher. Alien Resurrection is some French guy who went nowhere. And
I forgot that
Prometheus.
Fincher did the third one. His first jump to the big screen.
Yeah, and he he refused to talk about it because it went so bad. So
he wasn't happy about how it went. But and now people wonder why.
Have you seen Alien 3 lately?
Not lately. If I have seen it, it's in the back of the head, way back.
It's a piece of fucking shit. So
which is crazy because Fincher is my favorite director.
He had a lot of studio interference. He didn't. It was his first movie. He didn't have a lot of freedom.
I was going to say a lot of studio interference, and now people wonder why he's such a perfectionist. Why everything has to be like his way. It's like because his first film was fucking dominated by the producers and shit.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if he made a new Alien film now, he would have complete creative control.
And I'm sure it'd be sick.
Yeah, and I'm sure it might be good, but Alien 3 not very good. This one though, like I like this better than Prometheus. Even I thought like it touched upon the same themes. I think Prometheus is all about, what if our creators were assholes, and we just, what I mean? Like, what if your creator, what if the people who create us are pieces of shit? What would happen next? And this movie kind of keeps that going, but with more meaningfulness, because it's like now the androids are creating, these horrendous life forms, but they're essentially. I really enjoyed it. Give me some of your thoughts, Dennis Rooney.
I feel like the theme of that, where it's like, what if our creators were pieces of shit? It kind of gets expanded in this, where the aliens, technically, if you look at this movie from the alien standpoint, it's like we were created by this AI robot who crash landed here and demolished society on this planet. Now we inherit the planet. They're probably living pretty peacefully. I mean, they're probably fighting each other. They're probably eating the biological, animals and stuff around there. But now a new species shows up that looks a lot like those old species. We got to wipe them out. We can't let them come to this planet and ruin what's been made for us.
Yeah, and like Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, they had a lot of CGI, and the alien creature did not look as good as Alien 1 and Aliens. Like it just doesn't. And this is the first movie where the alien, when she fights the alien on the top of the ship, and then she fights the alien inside the ship. Yeah. The Ripley ripoff, I forget her name. It was like the alien movements and the way the alien was fighting. I'm like, this is fucking good. This is how they call them xenomorphs. This is how a xenomorph would fucking fight. Yeah.
Some of the earlier, what are they called? Face huggers.
Yeah.
And like.
And there's like baby alien. There's like
baby aliens. Yeah. There were some scenes where I thought the CGI actually wasn't great, and it's only 5 years old. This movie, a couple scenes like that, but it seemed like they saved their big nut for the proper alien species at the end. He's a big motherfucker. He's all blacked out, and that looked great. The last fight, even getting him into the truck at the end and blowing his ass out to space, it all looked solid.
It was really fucking good. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the movie, the plot is, so we go back in the past when David, who is the android in Prometheus, played by Michael Fassbender, who, by the way, this is his fucking movie.
Oh, he kills it.
As much
He's great in everything.
What?
He's great in everything.
He hasn't been in anything for a while, though. Have you noticed that?
Now that you say it, yeah, I don't think so.
You know what?
The
Hold on,
last
you gotta pull out the Gootz phone.
Pull it up. I think one of his best performances was in Jobs, the Steve Jobs movie. One of the nine Steve Jobs movies that have came out in the past 15 years. But Jobs is the one to watch. I believe it's Steven Soderbergh or one of those real verbose motherfuckers. But he plays Steve Jobs so
he's
excellently.
Irish. I thought he was English.
He's Irish?
Like you.
Another one for us, baby.
He's your countryman.
Absolutely. He plays a good British accent in this. He plays British accent and he plays Patrick Bateman. That's what his American counterpart sounded like.
He has a restraining order against him. Oh well.
Yeah. Who knows?
We're not all,
he has
wow, no, he has it. Okay. He has not. His last movie was X-Men Dark Phoenix. He's going to be in Kung Fury 2, which comes out sometime this year.
Kung Fury?
Kung Fury 2.
I don't know what that is.
It is it's basically this sequel to a YouTube sketch.
Right.
Wow, he hasn't done anything in like 3 years. That's really weird.
I do remember him in X-Men and thinking that while he was good in that role, he seemed so classically trained as an actor that he'd kind of be above that superhero shit.
Yes, so okay, so he does he has a good first half of the last decade. He's in Macbeth, Steve Jobs, The Counselor, 12 Years a Slave, Shane.
Oh, I should check out Macbeth. I haven't seen that.
He's in a lot of good. He's a Jane Eyre. He's in a lot of stuff. Then in 2016, he's in Assassin's Creed, which nobody saw. Then in 2017, he's in Alien Covenant, The Snowman. He's the lead in The Snowman, which sucked, but he was good in it.
Was that a horror movie?
No, it's like a murder mystery. It's like a mystery. Okay, so then 2018, nothing. Then 2019, he's just in Dark Phoenix, and then he has 3 movies coming out. I was like, that is a long break for someone like him.
Well, I guess consider this too, is that figure 2019 COVID starts, right?
Yes.
So he might have been taking like a small
you think maybe
break from acting.
He's compromised. He was like, I'm just gonna chill.
Some people do that too, especially those really good actors where they're like, if something doesn't come across my desk that really I fancy, I'm not gonna work just to work. And he does kind of seem like one of those guys.
Yeah, he might be like that because he's fucking taking time off. Yeah, maybe he's gonna.
Maybe he's in stand up now.
Maybe he's gonna show up in the MCU. Maybe he'll be at the end of Black Panther. Who knows?
Maybe. Are you excited for that, Black Panther? What did you think of the trailer? Do we have to be very concentrated on Alien Covenant? Or can I ask tangential questions?
People are gonna be like, "How dare you!" No, we can jump around. Yeah, I'm excited. I gotta be honest, the Marvel stuff this year hasn't thrilled me. I like Doctor Strange. Thor I first liked and I didn't. I got high hopes for Black Panther. I think there's gonna be a lot of bullshit around the movie because people thought they should just recast T'Challa. I'm kind of glad they actually killed him.
Me too. I think that was the move, and I know they're going with I think they're going with like a female protagonist, and I'm sure we're gonna get a whole bunch of chodes coming out of the woodwork, female Black Panther. But it's like, no.
In the comics, his sister does become Black Panther for a little bit. So
there you go.
It's funny because I feel like people now think more like corporations than corporations do. And what I mean by that is, the co-creator of Spider-Man, Steve Ditko, his family sued Marvel to get more money out of the Spider-Man stuff. Now, if they had completely won their lawsuit, Marvel would have lost the rights to Spider-Man. But there's no way they're going to win the lawsuit. They're a fucking family, and Disney is Disney. So eventually, it probably would have led to them getting a few more bucks when they make a Spider-Man movie, right?
That's probably their end goal. They
they know they're not going to win the rights to Spider-Man.
But they're like, maybe they'll get a couple bucks out of court, settle out of court.
But when people heard that this family, if everything, and again, Disney literally has to have the dumbest lawyers on the planet. Everything falls in line. that they could possibly get the rights to Spider-Man, they went ballistic, thinking that they could lose Spider-Man in movies. He's not going to be the Avengers, and they
Yeah.
were all about the corporation rather than the family. And I'm like, buddy, if you created something and it was $1 billion property a year, you're telling me you wouldn't want a fund to go to your kids and your kids' kids? You're telling me you'd be like, you know what? At least my creation's in the new fucking Avengers film. I mean, I still have to fucking, I have to, I need government assistance, but hey.
Yeah. I got to work 50 hours a week to live in an apartment outside of a major city, not even in the city.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but they were like, the fans were more pissed than I think Disney was. And the same thing here where fans were like, just recast him. It's like, that's a cold corporate view of, hey, the guy died. Well, let's bring another actor to play Black Panther. I think it's more respectful to like have Black Panther die in the films and have a new one.
It also kind of makes, I mean, you don't want to start mixing real life legacy with like fictional legacy, but I imagine there's going to be a lot of homage going on in this next Black Panther film. There's going to be a lot of like bone chilling moments of things echoing reality.
If you were to replace this guy's Black Panther, it's good. It's not going to be easy. People are gonna be ready to hate you.
If you had to, theoretically, you the Goots, not talking about these fucking big wigs at Marvel and Disney and all this bullshit. You the Goots, if you had to recast Black Panther, and if you want to think about it for a few minutes, we could talk about someone else. But
no, actually, I have a guy, but he couldn't be the guy because he's already playing Kang. Jonathan Majors would have been my Black Panther.
Kang is the guy at the end of the Loki series, right?
Yes.
Interesting. You knew who he was before that show?
He's also going to be the villain in New Creed. And when I saw his body, Jonathan Majors...
He's the other boxer in Creed 3?
He's gonna be the villain in Creed 3.
So I just saw the Creed 3 trailer this morning, funnily enough, that it came up. Yeah. I did not recognize him as Kang from the end of the Loki series. Yep. He looked like he jacked up for that.
He did jack up, and when I saw him jacked up, I'm like, all right, he would have been my choice if they had to recast Chadwick Boseman. He would have been my choice, but he's already Kang, so he can't be my choice.
You don't think he's too stout for Black Panther? Black Panther, I feel like, is a little bit longer. He's got the reach,
Yeah, but
just spitballing.
I kind of feel like you can kind of play with that. I guess if it's not him, maybe the guy who's playing Hawkman in the new Black Adam movie. So I think he's a horrible Hawkman, but he probably would have been good as Black Panther because you're right. He's more Hawkman's supposed to be a big fucking guy. Hawkman's supposed to be like a bouncer, and they got like the skinny black guy. And I don't care he's black. That's fine by me. But he should have been a big, bulky dude. Like Hawkman's like he's like a mountain of a man. Yeah. And they cast
it is funny casting superhero movies, and we're 20 years into superhero movies being a very popular thing. Yeah. But sometimes when you're looking at a superhero based, like their physical counterpart in a film based on who they're supposed to be in the comics, sometimes you really do have to take that into consideration. Bane had to be kind of a short, jacked up white dude.
Yeah.
Maybe not white, but he had to be stout and jacked. He couldn't
you can have Bane be black and have Bane be Chinese. He's got to be a big guy.
He was Mexican originally, I believe.
He's he's Latino. Yeah, he's Latino.
Latino. Okay,
in the comics, yeah. He's I don't think he's Mexican, but he's definitely like South American. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just thinking Mexican because he's kind of got that
he's got the lucha libre mask. Yeah.
Yeah, lucha libre thing going on. There's only one recasting that I'm aware of in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm very okay with it. What's his name now? I can't remember. The guy from Hustle and Flow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but also they just announced Harrison Ford is replacing William Hurt as General Ross.
Harrison Ford is?
Yeah.
Going to be in the MCU?
He's going to be the new, the General from the Incredible Hulk movie and stuff.
Yes.
He's going to be the new General Ross because General Ross is on the Thunderbolts and becomes a new Hulk. But that actor died, William Hurt, I believe. So now Harrison Ford will be the new General with Thunderbolts.
That's crazy. There's so many overlapping like Venn diagrams in the MCU of like, well, we had to change him because now he's going to be a real hero. Can't use this guy. And then you get a movie like Spider-Man No Way Home where, fuck it, we'll make it all work. We'll bring
All the
everybody back
Spider-Man
and we'll
show
figure
up,
it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to Alien Covenant, the plot of the movie is David from the West. back to the we have spent like 20 seconds talking about Alien Covenant.
I was like,
And
can
we're
we go
yelling
off
at
on
the Black
tangents?
What?
Can we go off on tangents? You're like, a little bit. And it's like 30 minutes later. We
Yeah,
haven't talked
yeah,
about
you got a
Alien.
tangent, and then like it's like 5 hours later. So anyway,
Yeah.
back to but no, the plot of the movie is there's this crew, they have colonists, I guess looking for a new planet. They hear about a distress signal, they go get it. On that planet are the aliens. They run into David. David has turned evil since Prometheus. David wins at the end. He infects the ship with aliens, and conceivably, and we don't know, and I don't think we'll ever know because they canceled every sequel to this movie. David and the colonists are going to the planet that Ripley finds in Alien, but we really don't know that because there will never be a sequel to this movie. It didn't do well.
That's wild to me. I read that as well. I was trying to read up a little bit on that. I'm one of those guys. Once I watch a movie, I'm going to the Wikipedia page. I'm going to the IMDb page. Whether I liked it or not, I want to know things about that movie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they said that this movie was kind of a flop at the box office, but it still made, I think, 240 million against a 110 million budget, which is
not enough.
Hollywood is fucking crazy. Their expectations that they set up.
It is. Well, I don't know what Prometheus made. All I remember is when Prometheus came out, people were starving for a new alien film done right.
Yeah.
They were dying for it. People really did think, like, if you ask people January 2012, they're like, Prometheus is going to be an Oscar-worthy film. Like, they really like. And then Prometheus didn't live up. I know you liked it. I'm okay with it. I rewatched it. I didn't think it was that good. It didn't live up to people's expectations. And I think people were kind of over everything when this came out. Like, he had one shot to bring the series. I'm talking about Ridley Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't hit the landing. And when the sequel came out, the hardcores came out. And this is way better. I think this movie is way better than Prometheus. I think it kind of really nails what this series is about. And nobody, I guess nobody went to go see it, or not enough people, and the passion wasn't there. So
it's not a generic sci-fi movie.
No.
And that's a strength of it, but it's also going to lead to maybe dwindling numbers on people going to see it in theaters. Prometheus, I think, got a huge surge initially because they weren't people in the know knew it was an alien related film, but other people were just like, Ridley Scott, the word Prometheus, big budget sci-fi movie with big names in it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, this is going to be the type of movie that people talk about for years. And I
not
do
really.
agree. It fell a little short, but I also think it's one of the better sci-fi movies of the past, like 10 years, probably, you know?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty, and it asks big questions, but
Right.
I feel like the questions it asks are more answered in this movie, and this movie also has better action scenes and better horror scenes. So you're getting these philosophical. The thing about Prometheus, it'd be like, where do we come from? Who created us? And that's about it. Here it's like, where do we come from? Who created us? Holy fuck! There's a giant monster coming out of my friend's asshole. What the fuck am I gonna do, Joey? And I
was very happy when the movie started picking up, because it opens with the philosophical thing of I believe his name is Weidland.
Yes, the guy who created the corporation that fucks with
Right, the guy who creates the corporation, the guy who we assume these robots are all over existence, kind of to varying degrees of intelligence. But he has an immediate conversation with his creation about the fact that it's a creation.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately the creation hits Weidland with the question. He's like, but one day you will die and I will live forever. And already we're off to the races as far as like startling hypothetical philosophical questions go, generating questions about the overall tones and themes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like once the robot AI asks him that, David asks him like, but what about me? I'll live forever. He's like, just shut up and bring me the tea. You know what I mean? He's like, don't worry about that.
Also, like, I'm hungry. Can you fucking make me a stew, you bitch? Yeah.
Like you're great. You're amazing. You can create an orchestra. You can create pieces of music. But don't forget, at the end of the day, you're here to wipe my ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like this movie, if anything, was kind of redundant with Prometheus, though.
It was, but like I think, but you get to see the alien, and you get to see David go full evil, which is like he
True.
goes full. What I love about the series, and I kind of feel like if they completed the saga, it would have is that this Wheelan and the company, they clearly want to like change the universe, whatever they want. They want that fucking alien, and David. They want to create artificial life, and they create David, and then he creates this weapon that they want to get their hands on. And there's this big, like, fucking philosophical, where do we come from? What is life? Like, da-da-da. And the thing standing in their way of getting what they want, the Wyland Company and David, the thing that fucks them is this one kind of working class woman in the original 4 movies. This one working class kind of grunt, like, I don't want to call her lesbian, but she's kind of butch. Like just this woman who would work probably like if this was today, she'd like be like a factory worker.
She got rough hands. She got a little bit of oil smudge on her face. She gets in the way. The person you would never expect gets in the way of basically all these grand philosophical ideas. Yeah.
Looks great. They never get their hands on the alien.
Still looks great when she gets down to her skivvies, though, and she's in her underwear. Great, it's like, okay, this mechanic woman, she still got it going on a little bit.
But yeah, like all these grand ideas, and that's what I love. I wanted more of this. These grand ideas and these grand evolution and civilization. That all of it stops because a woman who just wants to fucking get her overtime is like, yeah, fuck this. Like all that like comes to, and that's what I think if it was completed, that would have been an amazing, fun story. And it just, I said this in the past, and I stand by this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Alien series ever recovered from Alien 3. That's how bad it is.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So wait, this is the 6th installment?
Yeah, this is number 6. If you count Prometheus as 5, this is 6.
We got Alien, Aliens, Alien 3,
Alien Resurrection,
and then what do we have before Prometheus?
Alien Resurrection. We do have Alien versus Predator 1 and 2, but I don't count those. Yeah. I don't count those because they do not follow the continuity and the basically
they're more Predator movies.
They're more. I do think they're 2 separate timelines because basically the Predator movie, they're like, yeah, aliens have always been here on Earth, and it's like, really? And in Predator Requiem, they have like cops, like fucking suburban cops, just taking out the xenomorphs with like their fucking handguns. While
That's
these
crazy.
fucking while these people with their fucking lasers are like dying by the dozen, just trying to take out one.
Yeah, with their space guns.
Yeah, with space guns, and these fucking guys are like using their hunting rifles to take out the Queen. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's so I don't consider those to be alien movies. Like, these are the more Predator movies.
I forget Alien Resurrection. Was that one any good?
No.
No,
it wasn't good. And that's the thing. I think Prometheus was their chance. It was 20 years after, at the time, it was 20 years after Alien 3. And I think that was, people were like, all right, save this. Because I love Alien. I love aliens. Nothing has been good since. Can you please save it? I trust you. And I don't think he did a good enough job. And I think when this came out, people were like, I'm done. It's really funny because I think there's a lot of potential with the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
But I've never seen them. To the point where Disney has no interest in ever making another alien film as of now.
Right.
Which is wild, because I'm like, you could put them in Marvel. You could imagine a movie where Darth Vader lands on a planet and there's all these xenomorphs, and it's him like a few stormtroopers versus them. That movie would make $9 billion. All of this. Yeah,
but Star Wars has never crossed over with anything really, right? I mean, you might see E.T. really, at the cantina, but
like, is it really the end of all things if Darth Vader fights the alien? No.
I bet there's some people out there, some fanboys who'd be like, no, we need to keep Star Wars pure. But there's also people like me and you who are like, yeah, that fucking movie would rule. And if you look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe already, when that was first just a mumble in people's brains, I'm sure there were people who were super skeptical, like, no, you can't bring that many different characters. It's not going to work.
Mhm.
And now it's the biggest fucking franchise the world has ever seen by far.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and this movie, like the fight scenes. I mean, when she fights that alien on the roof of the ship and he's banging his head. By the way, you know who was a fucking great actor in this movie, and he never once went to comic relief, was Danny McBride.
Danny McBride killed it.
Danny McBride was fucking incredible in this film.
Tennessee.
Oh, that's where he's from?
No, that's his name.
Right.
In the movie, his name's Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
They call
Dude,
him T.
he never once became comic relief. He was a serious actor the entire film, and he fucking brought it, man.
Yeah. If anything, his vibe of people knowing him to be the comic relief was enough to cast him in that role, where they're like, we want this guy to be a little bit more blue collar. He's certainly not the captain. He's not going to go do everything by the book. He's more of a guy, just someone who's reacting to the events unfolding in front of him. That being said, let me ask you something about Billy Crudup's character.
Yeah.
So the original captain, the ladies' man's,
was James
incinerated.
Franco.
Yeah, James Franco, no lines.
I didn't realize was in this movie until I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's incinerated in his pod, leaving Billy Crudup's character to be the captain of the ship. And right away, we're kind of introduced to him as being like unprepared to do this sort of service. Like he certainly should be a secondhand guy. They refer to his having faith and being religious as a negative, and like that's why he didn't get to be captain to begin with. But do you agree? If you were on that ship, do you agree with him? Where it's like we got to go check out this distress signal, or are you like, no?
I wouldn't know. Based on every no, if we get into space before I'm fucking 60 and somehow I become a captain, I'm not going to any weird signals. I'm not. Why would I? What are you out of your fucking no? If the United States government says go to this planet, you know what my ship is? We're going to that fucking planet. That's it.
Yeah.
We're not deviating because I heard like fart noises on my fucking radio. No, because that's certain death.
I agree with you. And here's where my small problems with the film come into play. And again, I'm not the guy who lets like plot holes get in the way of enjoying a movie. I'm just there to enjoy it. I'm not trying to pick it apart. But there are things that will stick with me afterwards that I'll bring up to criticize it a little bit. Now, this is a convoy filled with a crew of 14 people, I believe it was, all couples, makes sense. And they're not necessarily scientists. They're not necessarily military, but they're smart people. And they're on a very distinct mission. And they have all these tools at their disposal, and they're trying to be safe, and they have the cutting edge technology. And they get this distress signal. And are they like, let's hover above the planet for a day? They got nothing but time. They're on like a 20-year trip. Should we hover above the planet and maybe scope it out a little bit? No. Let's just land, send out a crew. Okay, I can kind of see past that. Is anyone taking any efforts about biological weaponry or microbes and disease? No. We're just going out there breathing the air. Okay. I can kind of, all right, whatever. They see weird plants. They put their face right up to it. I start going, guys, what are we doing here? I'm like, be safe. Take a little bit of safety. They even said before they got to the planet, they were like, there's vegetation, there's wildlife. Once you say wildlife, it's like, guys, maybe we shouldn't leave this ship immediately. Let's see what kind of wildlife we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
They don't. They just, they're very like balls to the wall. They take a lot of risks. But whatever, I still enjoyed it. But when I'm watching it the whole time, I'm like, don't do that. What are you doing?
The funniest thing to me is at one point when the face hugger eggs are there, David goes to Billy Crudup's character. Yeah, just look inside. It's perfectly safe. And he fucking just puts his head.
Yeah.
Like you can just tell from how they're shaped, they're not safe. Like, nah, I'm good.
And Billy Crudup's character is already mad suspect on this David. He's pointing the gun at him. He's like, explain everything to me. It's just so
Well, and
crazy.
that's the thing with the Jussie Smollett or whatever his name is, the guy who
Jussie Smollett.
the guy who lied or whatever
Yeah,
in
the French
Chicago.
actor.
What?
The French actor.
Yeah, whatever. Jussie and the girl, like they're in the shower, like everyone in their crew is dead, but they decide tonight's the perfect night for us to fuck in the shower, since
Yeah.
everyone we've ever known is dead, and then they get murdered.
I'm not saying you don't have that in you where it's like, all my friends are dying. Who knows how much time we have? I love you. You're my girlfriend or wife. Let's bang. But like, I don't know, make sure the ship is locked down first, you know? There's so much disregard to everyone's well-being and safety.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing too. It's like because I guess all the colonists are in hypersleep. If my job is to get like 2,000 colonists, and they probably paid, like you know what I mean, like you probably had like if they said, "Hey, Dennis Rooney, we're gonna put you on a ship, and 9,000 light years from now, there's another planet that's like Earth, and you're gonna start like a little farm there." I'm sure it's going to cost you at least like 10 grand, at the very least, to do this, right? But don't worry, you'll be in hypersleep. You got a crew to protect you. So you're paying 10 grand to be in hypersleep and have a crew to protect you so you can go to this other planet. They are very casual about just running into danger with these people. And like, if I woke up, even if nothing happened to me, I'd be like, why the fuck did you go to that planet? My life's in your hands. I don't have a say in this.
Yeah. Even if I wake up and we're on the new planet and everything's okay, but I look at my calendar and I'm like, seems like we spent 3 months not on course going to a planet. What was that all about? I didn't agree. I agreed to 9 years and 2 months and 20 days, not 9 years and 5 months and 20 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like they just, and even like, the mother is like, don't go near the planet, and Danny McBride's like, no, we're gonna go. And like,
yes,
it's like, dude, it's like you got people who are not agreeing to this. But I mean, I guess there would have been no movie if they were like, nah, we got a responsibility. Let's just
right, absolutely, yeah. When Billy Crudup's character was like, does anyone have qualms with us going to check out this "Take Me Home, Country Road" song in the middle of space? Everyone should have been like, yeah, nah. I mean, it's very curious. Let's market
but we're
it
getting paid to literally go to one place.
Yeah, let's relay it back to Earth and be like, guys, something weird happened, but we got to go and do our own thing. Especially the whole reason we're awake is because we hit a solar flare, which, can we talk about the solar flare? Is that like,
talk about the solar flare.
Anytime in sci-fi you need something just to have, it's like, solar flare. Can't be detected, can't be predicted. Little boring. I've heard it before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the solar flare, the
our wind sails are made of aluminum foil.
What a way to go for James Franco.
Yeah. I'd be pissed if I woke up and I'd be like, this is why you woke us up? A solar flare? Were we not ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they weren't, though.
But still a good movie. I would still suggest it to people.
I enjoyed it, and I really liked it, and I love David's scenes with what was the other robot's name? Ed? What the fuck
was it Oliver or Reynolds or something?
I'll just say that Michael Fassbender acted with himself for a very long time in this movie, and it really did feel like if you told me he had a secret twin, I would be like, yeah, that tracks, because
when we first see the second David, we'll call him both David, whatever. When we first see the second David and he's got the cloak and the hood and the different hair, and then it's finally revealed that it's like another robot, it still took me another couple scenes of seeing them both before I was like, oh, they're the same person. Mm-hmm. Like, not just robotic people, like the actor is the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I can be pretty dumb when watching movies. But I like it that way. Well, like the first time I saw this movie, I did not suspect that David, even though it's heavy-handed and it's kind of like
that he killed the girl from Prometheus. That was pretty dark that she died, that he killed her.
Not even that. I mean that, like, so we got David versus David towards the end of the movie. The good David has a knife. He's also missing a hand. But he says during combat, he's like, yeah, you missed a few upgrades because you're older than I am, even though you're smarter than me. But, like, we never see the fight finish.
No.
But then we see the good David, or who we think is the good David, come back to the ship. And
Walter, David and Walter.
Walter,
Walter
yes,
is the
that's what
good
it
one.
was. Okay. So Walter comes back to the ship allegedly. We later find out that it is David. That David has, I guess, given himself a cut on his face and cut his hair and cut off his hand so he could match up with them and whatever. I didn't even catch that the first time until the very end. Like it worked on me. You know, sometimes there's a twist in a movie and you kind of know it even before it's revealed. I'm so dumb. I love when movies do this because I won't catch it until it is revealed, the way it's meant to be.
Yeah. No, that was fucking great. That was really good.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at the cast, Walter, and then I forgot Guy Pearce came back as Wieland, but they didn't credit him.
He's only in that opening scene, right?
He's only in an opening scene, yeah.
Get my tea.
You know, it was a very smart, very fucking good movie. And I guess that's it. That's it for Alien.
They're not going to give. I guess what's going to happen is like another 10 years is going to pass, and then we're going to get another like gritty reboot, or depending on where Hollywood goes, what's trendy. Might not be gritty. It might be the over the top thing. But I can't imagine this is the last time we see xenomorphs on film.
I also heard there's an FX series being developed. Let's see if that actually happens with the xenomorphs.
That could be fun.
That could be fun. So, you know, it's not dead, but also like, you know, it's I don't think we're gonna see a movie as good as Aliens anytime. I don't think in our 40s. I mean, wait, how old are you? You're old.
I'm 33.
Well, at least not in your 30s.
Not in the next 7 years. No, we'll be lucky if we get that series.
Yeah, no,
but
we'll definitely not next 7 years. Yeah, maybe
Weaver's getting up there.
What?
Sigourney Weaver's getting up there.
I don't think they're gonna bring her back. I don't think
she could pull a Jamie Lee Curtis and start being in the movies.
Dude,
again.
if anyone could pull a Jamie Lee Curtis, she could.
Absolutely,
but I don't think they want her to. I don't know why. I don't think that. I don't think the guys in charge of Disney, the powers that be in the Magic Castle, I don't think they believe in her. So,
and like, who knows? She might not want to do it. She might be like, guys, I have a long.
Well, she wants to do it, but she wants a really good script. She's not going to do like a movie where her and the xenomorphs are fighting each other in a haunted house. She's just, which actually
they're square dancing.
They're square dancing. It's actually forbidden romance where her and one of the xenomorphs fall in love with each other. It's forbidden.
That's what I like. That's what I like about the Alien series, though, is like there's not, and I could be wrong because it's been a while since I've seen some of the originals, but it's not big on backstory. That's not important. It's not like, I guess Prometheus, it started really digging deep into the backstory, but the first few films are just like, they're aliens, they're super aggressive, they're super smart and scary, and they're coming for you.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Kind of like Predator. Predator, same thing. Who's this alien? From where? It doesn't matter. The fact is, he's here. You
gotta get the yeah. No. It was good, but I like this one because it did both. It did like here's this crazy alien monster. You gotta fight it, and also like where did they come from? What is creation? Who is God? You know, and it was interesting, and but unfortunately it failed, and Ridley Scott will be dead soon. So.
Which, like, I'd like to contest. It didn't fail, but it failed by Hollywood standards.
It failed by Hollywood standards, which are the only standards that matter.
They more than doubled their money. What do they want? They want triple their money?
Dude, the level of success in Hollywood. Like, I was listening to this podcast. So, did you watch Halloween Ends yet, or you didn't watch it?
No, I don't know if I will. I might.
Okay. Well, the two leads, the lead from Halloween 4 and 5, and the lead from the Rob Zombie Halloween films, they went to the premiere. And they never met Jamie Lee Curtis. And all they wanted was a picture with Jamie Lee Curtis. And they stood on the red carpet. Now, these women are movie stars, more or less. They've been in a bunch of movies. They're working actors. And Jamie Lee Curtis gets on the red carpet. And the publicist physically shoved these two women into the theater to be like, get away from Jamie Lee Curtis. These women were in Halloween films. And they're at a Halloween premiere. And they're still not good enough. And then at the after party, they did go up to Jamie Lee Curtis and say who they are, and she basically said, I don't know who you are. I don't watch any Halloween films with the ones I'm in. I don't know who you are. Leave me alone. And it's like, That's how Hollywood is. Like you can be a star of a movie that people love. I mean, people. I don't know about the Rob Zombie ones. People love Halloween 4 and 5,
Yeah.
and you can be in the same series as an actress, and you're still a piece of shit. And
Yeah.
oh,
I mean, I'll be honest with you. The lead actress in this movie, Alien Covenant, and the lead actress in Prometheus, I couldn't tell you one other movie they were in. But
I
they
don't think
did great.
they were ever in anything else.
They did great. They should be respected. Certainly, Jamie Lee Curtis can be like, listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't really. That's understandable as an actor to be
But
like,
she
I
should
don't
be a little
watch the.
nice to them. Be like, well, it's great that we're all in the same series.
Yeah, let's get a picture together though, for continuity's sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to just be like, get away from me is gross.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, because it's not like she's like, I'm the star of Debbie Does Dallas. It's like I was in Halloween 4. You were
Yeah.
literally in Halloween 1, 2, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13. I was in 4 and 5. Can we get a fucking picture? We're not much different. Because every
Also,
time
you're
your
Jamie
career
Lee
goes to the
Curtis.
toilet, you run back to Michael Myers.
Right.
Yeah.
You're Jamie Lee Curtis. You're not Beyonce. Like you are
Yeah.
a big movie star, but you ask 100 people under the age of like 30 who Jamie Lee Curtis is, I bet you get 5% who know who it is.
Yeah.
So get off your high horse, Curtis.
Get off the high horse.
Get
I love
the
these.
picture.
I love these people who are like, oh, I don't watch that. It's like, but you literally only make your money. I don't watch superhero movies. I don't watch horror movies. But it's like all they do is make either horror or superhero movies. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Like,
you should also try
I'm
to
sorry
keep
you're
up
not a
with
billionaire who
Hollywood.
do the opera every night, you idiot.
Yeah.
You make movies where women get stabbed in the twat. Can you be nice to other women who get stabbed in the twat?
That's why I got a lot of respect for guys like Scorsese, obviously, but even like Gus Van Sant, these guys are known cinephiles where they're like, I watch everything. The good stuff, the bad
Quentin
shit.
Tarantino will tell you, he'll sit there and tell you how great Psycho 2 is. In the same breath, he tells you how great The Godfather is. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like he broke down the Joker. There's a clip of him breaking down the Joker. And I was like, wow, this guy really gets movies. To the point where if you think a movie sucks, I think he can convince you with his knowledge of cinema why that movie does not suck.
Right.
And he did that kind of.
I have a hard time always saying if a movie sucks outright because maybe it's the comic in me who just knows how hard it is to get a project finished. But I'm always like, you know what? They had a script, they set up a shoot, they shot it, they edited it, and now it's a finished product. It's got to be, except for Morbius. God damn, did that stink. I saw that recently, and man, that movie sucks. I'm sorry to everyone who worked on it, but it was bad.
That is a bad movie.
Yeah.
That is wretched.
And not a movie that's bad where it's like, I saw it, I didn't like it because of this or that or this or that. Anyone who's seen a lot of movies watches that movie and goes, oh, there were production problems. You have to say there's production problems.
Well,
That's like
the new Wonder Woman movie, 84, which is brutally bad. And I'm just
I didn't see it.
That's the thing. There's so much work put into these movies. Thousands of people working on them. And it's like, do you think anyone ever stopped and be like, we're making a piece of shit, right? We're making something that's going to be, and I guess not, because.
Well, I think a lot of the staff probably knows it. A lot of the crew knows it.
They just want their money.
There's a paycheck. And when I'm done working on this movie, I'm going to work on another movie.
Yeah.
But the actors kind of have to fake it till it's over and be like, no, I think this is worthwhile.
This is going to be good.
This is going to come around.
Well, I'll tell you, when I listened to the podcast of those two girls, that girl who was the lead in the Rob Zombie Halloween film, she actually thinks those movies are good. And I'm like, look, I know that's the only thing you have going for you, but honey, those movies were fucking garbage.
Well, you also, in my opinion, you hold different genre movies get held to a different standard. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I judge a comedy movie based on how much it made me laugh, not necessarily how much it moved me. You know what I mean? I judge an action movie based on whether it caught me by surprise, whether I enjoyed it. Horror movies, you could very much follow a formula, and I'll still really like it if it's executed well, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like a horror movie doesn't have to blow my hair back in terms of ingenuity or even dramatic acting. I don't need all that. But I need it to be concise, and I need it to be a little scary. And then I'm like, oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah, no, it needs to be scary. You should see Barbarian, dude. You'd love it.
I'm definitely going to. I got to see Pearl. I got to see
Pearl
Barbarian. I
is
got to see
Pearl.
Smile.
Pearl should win Oscars.
Really, that good, huh?
That good. I think Pearl might be the best movie of the year right now.
I'm very excited to see the next Ari Aster movie. The guy who did Midsommar and
Yeah, what's
Hereditary.
his next movie? Is it coming out?
I think it's coming out early 2023.
Okay, well,
I think.
I'll check it out. I like Midsommar. I didn't really like Hereditary, but
You didn't like Hereditary? Really?
no, I didn't really like it.
What was your beef with Hereditary?
It was really stupid. I gotta rewatch it.
Stupid.
I gotta rewatch it to take all the plot holes. But also the actor who played the son was horrible. He looked like he was 52 years old. And
The guy who played the son? No, he didn't. What are you talking about?
he looked like he needed to go in the fucking nursing home. He's like, "Oh, mommy, I'm scared." Like, shut up! Don't you have your fucking AARP?
I thought he was great. I love that movie top to bottom. I watched it twice in 2 days the first time I saw it.
Jesus.
I love Hereditary because you can watch it as a surface level horror film where there's disturbing imagery.
I gotta rewatch it.
You gotta rewatch it. But here's the thing about Hereditary. It's one of those horror movies or movies in general where you can enjoy it on the base level. But once you're done, if you start like looking into it and kind of reading more into it, it goes very deep.
Hereditary. Midsommar, though, that's a movie.
It's great. I love them both.
Well,
I love them both for different reasons.
That's because you're a liar.
Midsommar is one of the best depictions of a hallucination or a drug trip I've ever seen on film.
I love that movie. That's a great fucking
specifically movie. Mushrooms.
What do you think about Robert Eggers' film? He did Northman. See Northman?
I did see Northman recently.
You like it?
Liked it, didn't love it. But I liked it.
What about The Lighthouse? He also did The Lighthouse.
Yeah, same thing. Liked it. I liked it a lot. I wouldn't say I loved it though, but
what about The Witch? The Witch with Anna Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy. So I have to go back and watch that one.
That one's great. I think that might be his best movie. Good. I watched it Halloween night 2018 when I only had one dog, and what a movie that Halloween night 2018 on. What a movie! Right. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say obsessed. Maybe in love with Anya Taylor-Joy. I'll kind of watch anything she's in now.
Well, this is her best performance. This is the movie that got me. I'm not obsessed with her, but definitely this is the movie that made me be like I want to have babies with her. So
you see her eyes? Her eyes are like this, dude.
I know she's got like cartoon. She got like cartoon anime eyes. Yes,
and also from what I've heard rumors, a very nice person, like a down to earth person, you know.
Well, I heard that she was the one who told the stand not to book us. That's what I heard.
Is that what? Fuck this bitch.
Man, no, imagine they're like, I didn't tell you. I have to tell you.
I'm gonna write her a very angry email after this podcast.
I don't know why she sounds like that. I just I don't know why you made her sound like that. Hello, I'm Anna Taylor-Joy. I do that.
Yeah. I hope we get another Alien movie, dude. Sorry, what did you say?
She's in New Mutants. She's fucking great in that too.
Is that a series?
Well, that's an X-Men movie. That was the last X-Men movie. That came out during the pandemic.
I dropped off on the X-Men movies after I think it was Dark Phoenix.
But she was so good in it. You know, that movie was a huge bomb. But she's so good in that movie. There's rumors they're going to keep her for the MCU.
Interesting.
And I would keep her.
Give her anything she wants. She's a good actress.
Yeah, I would keep her and make that movie because she is very good. If you want to see her, if you can find that movie, New Mutants, she's very good. It's not that bad. It came out and people had this that it was going to be a big piece of shit. It's actually pretty good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. New Mutants.
Well, they've harped on the X-Men specifically so much that you know, I get it when it's under heavy criticism when a new X-Men movie comes out because the bar was set pretty high in my opinion with the first couple X-Men movies back in the day.
Well, X-Men 2, X-Men 1 doesn't hold up, but X-Men 2 and X-Men First Class are great. And Days of the Future Past are great. Right, but I do think when they make an X-Men movie that's comic accurate, which I hope the MCU does, I think that's gonna break the world. Not just like that's gonna be something. You know?
Yeah, it's gonna end racism.
Well, the X-Men, you know, the thing about Marvel has been making billions on characters that no one bought the comic books of. Nobody gave a shit about Guardians of the Galaxy. I used to get made fun of for buying Iron Man comic books from other comic book losers back in the 90s. No one gives a fuck about Thor. And Black Panther, guy barely has his own fucking book at the time.
Yeah,
And
it was like Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men, and after that you got a little shaky. But now,
yes, but Marvel
like
has
when Guardians of the Galaxy the movie came out, I remember I was on the road. I was in North Carolina doing road gigs for a week, and it was one of those things where it's like I need to kill time during the day. I'm not interested in this movie at all or these characters, but I'll go see it. And I was crying. You know, the opening scene of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
I'm crying in the theaters, and by the end, I'm like, maybe I should go read the comics. Like, are they fucking amazing? Like this movie was.
They're okay. They're not as good as the movie, but they're okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
but that's the thing. It's like they made a killing. I mean, the fact that there's 3 Ant-Man films is.
I was just about to say Ant-Man.
is a fucking triumph. I mean, if you try to ever fire the Kevin Feige, be like, he made money on 3 Ant-Man films, and DC can't get one fucking Green Lantern film off the ground. So I know.
I wanted that Green Lantern movie to be good, but it was bad.
It was terrible, and so it's like that. So, but bear that in mind. Nobody gave a fuck about those characters when they were in comic books.
Right.
So the X-Men are what sold, and that's what sold for like 30 fucking years. So can you imagine if they do an X-Men film right? How it's going to be received.
Well,
people are going to go.
Think the first one? I know over time because the MCU exploded. Now the first X-Men movie doesn't hold up. But at the time, you didn't think it was tits. You didn't think it was great.
No, because I've read so many good X-Men comics. It's like no, I don't know. They never really captured the comic in these movies. But I think once they go into the MCU, they will. They never really because I'll tell you, if they capture an X-Men comic book. If they capture the spirit of an X-Men comic in a movie, that movie's going to gross $97 trillion.
$97 trillion?
Yes. The highest grossing film in the history of the multiverse.
All right, but that's happening, right? They're bringing the X-Men into the MCU?
Yeah, so apparently they can't do anything with the X-Men until 2025 because that's when the actors' contracts run out. So if they make an X-Men movie now and they don't cast the same actors from Dark Phoenix, those actors get a massive payout. And it's cost prohibitive to make an X-Men movie.
Well, it
so
sounds
many people have to be paid out.
2025 sounds far away, but in movie years, it's a blink of an eye.
When I saw this podcast in 2019, I would have been like, 2022, that's the future. And here we are doing the same shit.
Blink of an eye, man. Yeah.
So it's really not that far. So we'll get there before. That's 3 years from now. We'll get there. Look, that's 3 years ago I started this podcast. And
for sure.
Still doing outdoor shows. Still have 2 dogs. I mean, I got these tattoos and all the ladies want to fuck me, but that's besides.
Absolutely. When does this podcast drop?
Friday.
All right, listen, I'm going to be doing, I'm not saying we're over or anything. I'm going to be doing Haunted House Comedy. I think it's Saturday, October 29th.
Yes.
The following week after this drops. So if you're in Queens and Astoria, come see one of the hottest stand-up comedy shows in town, baby.
Tell us what you think about fucking Alien Covenant. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, tell us what you think about Alien, man. I want to hear it.
Guys, if you enjoyed this podcast, is there anything else you want to plug before I do my plugs?
I'll just say it again. Dennis Rooney 7 on Instagram, Netflix Book Club podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, anywhere you get your podcasts. Check it out.
Guys, if you want to, please check them out. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, listen, Rooney did the Winnie the Pooh movies, and that takes a lot of balls.
Thank you for having me do something a little more lively this time.
Not so much Winnie the Pooh. But
the Winnie the Pooh movies were cool, but I like the Alien more.
Check out the archives. We've done so many different Disney era films. Pirates of the Caribbean. We've done Star Wars. We've done Spider-Man films. We've done everything. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe. Gootz Disney Pod, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Ray Gootz, and follow me on TikTok, Ray Gootz Comedy. And next week, there's 2 more weeks in the Alien Predator season. We're doing The Predator from 2018 with John. Have you ever seen The Predator? Not a predator, The Predator.
And not Predators, right?
No, that was covered 2 weeks ago.
I was gonna say Predators is the one where they wake up. The movie opens with them waking up, falling out of the plane.
Yes, which was pretty good.
Predator pretty good. Start.
Have you seen The Predator?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Thomas Jane's in it.
They bleed together a little bit.
Olivia Wilde. Yeah, this one's like in suburbia. So
I saw Prey.
What?
I saw Prey, the new one. I like that. Native Americans. I dug it. It was cool. It's a good like
that
90
I have
minute
not
watch.
seen, but I'm gonna be doing a podcast about it in 2 weeks. I'll watch it then. Like I did.
True. And any movie, in my opinion, that instead of being 2 hours is 90 minutes, it gets like 5 extra points from me.
Yeah.
Because
Dude,
2 hours is
I
the
remember
standard
when I was doing the
doesn't
Pirates of
equal.
the Caribbean films for this podcast.
Oh,
I
man.
would be like watching. I would pause, and I would be like, "How the fuck is there still?" It'd be an hour in. I'd be like, "How the fuck is there still 2 more hours in this movie?
Yeah.
What
movies
could
don't
they
need to be so
possibly
long.
do for 2 more hours?"
Unless you're Christopher Nolan or Martin Scorsese. Let's keep it to 2 hours tops.
Yes, those Pirates of the Caribbean movies might be some of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. They're fucking horrible.
I think I've only seen the first one.
They're horrible. There's all this like most of the movie is people explaining things to Johnny Depp, who then just dismisses it, but then goes and does it anyway.
Right.
Like it's just like, so in order for the ship to be restored, you gotta find the crystal on the island in the cave down the chute, and he just goes like, I just want to fuck bitches, and then like he did just then he.
I'm so kooky and crazy.
I'm kooky.
Like, all right, Johnny Depp.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck.
Rooney, thank you so much for being here for the final Alien film, probably ever, because Ridley Scott is going to be dead, and Disney doesn't care about these characters. So
Thanks for
you
having
so
me.
much.
Throw the pounds. My
Give it a
big
pound.
gross sausage fingers.
Oh, yeah, you do have huge. You do have sausage fingers. Holy
I'm
shit.
waiting for you to pound me back. I know it's
I'm
not
pounding you.
a
I'm pounding you.
video
Oh, I got to
podcast.
pound the camera. I got to pound the
There
camera.
you go. All right, cool. I know it's audio only, but we just pounded it out.
We pounded it out. Guys, I'll see you next week for The Predator with Jonathan Randall. Thank you, Runes.
Later.